Forget what you've seen, been told, or read. Feel with your heart and not your head. The impulse is there, die to break free. Do what you feel what you see, energy. Believe in your talent and then let go. Empty your head, move with the flow. A new light will shine within you to see. Like the stars in the night, you're pure energy.
Hi, I'm Tony. Welcome to Jean Biwa Acting for Life. Jean and I met when we starred on the daytime series Love of Life for 10 years back in New York. But our dream was always to open our own theater, write our own plays, features, and songs, and most of all to teach our fellow artists a special way of expressing their art and their life. Jean and I are New York trained, but Jean has pretty much cast away all of our old way of working and come up with this amazing box of choices that we can drop into our talent that produce surprise, spontaneity, and extremely deep emotion. The trick is to drop in these choices, let them move us, let them ignite us, and then let them go, so that mind, body, and spirit can be free to express itself in its most daring and hopefully healing way. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you today's ensemble from Jean Biwa Acting for Life. We'll start with Paul Carruel.
Hello.
Brandon Jarrett. Ari Welcome. Emilio Borelli. Pamela Clay. Andrea Peewitz. Peter Chen. Claudia Cox. Amanda Lynn. Regan O'Reilly. And now, get ready for a great adventure. I want you to meet my husband, my partner, my best friend, and my hero, Jean Biwa.
So I'm in New York, and I'm walking down the street, and it's cold. It's really like February 11th, and you're freezing your ass off. Really cold. And in New York, people wearing a big scarf, putting it around my nose, and then all the wet stuff in my nose freezes. And wind is blowing, and you can barely stay on your feet. And you stop in a doorway, and you look down, and lo and behold, what do you see? You see a blade of grass. And you wonder, how the hell did that blade of grass survive this winter? And what's it doing?
Coming up through the cement?
Yeah, right through the cement. It's like it knows where God is. It knows where its life force is. So it points, it reaches for the sun. And that's what I do with my students. People will say, Jesus, you don't say very much. Sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Because I know that if you're really on the journey that you're on, you're going to find a way to reach the sun all by yourself. And all I do is guide you. Give you a little stuff there and there. Okay? So you're going to wonder why I'm not doing half-an-hour critiques on on your work. It just doesn't work for me, and it certainly doesn't work for you. I think I'd like to explain also why we read this piece only once. Who wants to answer that question?
Why we read the piece only one time?
Yeah. Yeah, Paul.
Oh, I have two microphones.
Wow, abundant.
Yes, that was one of the first things that scared me about class, but it's that uncomfortability that I enjoy. Reading it only once helps get rid of any preconceived ideas that you might have, whereas in other training processes we're taught to break a scene down and make all these choices, and over here I want to do this, over here I want to do that. With this we say no, none of that. It's completely just diving off a diving board, and once you're off the diving board, you can't go back. There's no holding on to anything. It's just jump into the sea of the unknown. And that's what makes it really exciting, just as we're having a conversation, and I don't know what I'm going to say, you don't know what I'm going to say. That happens in real life, so it should reflect in acting as well.
Paul, it also helps with getting rid of the attitudes that actors so often cling on to that really don't help to serve the spontaneity, the surprise, and the danger that we can play with within our character. And working the way we do, I think, is a very healing experience, hopefully a very healing experience. We don't hold on to sense memory. We don't hold on to bad experiences of the past, trying to stay neurotic all our lives so that we think we can use that to act. And because I did that in New York for a while, and I just don't feel it's healing. I want to let go of all those miserable memories.
To reiterate, I've given you your premise. Begin anytime.
Yes?
Hi. I'm on a lunch break, and I read in the paper that this house is for sale. If it's everything you made it out to be, I'm ready to buy today.
Come in. Can I get you a drink?
That would be great. It's hot as hell out there, boy. It's pretty dark in here. Paper says it's bright and airy.
You can put in a skylight. Here's your drink.
Thanks. What is that?
Gin. Would you like vodka?
I'm in AA.
Oh, my husband was a drunk, too.
I've been clean for 2 years.
Just trying to lighten the moment.
Huh. The paper says this house is only 5 years old. Looks like it was built in the 20s.
Well, I got a new kitchen put in about 5 years ago before the shit hit the fan.
It says hardwood floors throughout.
Yeah.
It's wall-to-wall carpeting, and it's pretty ratty at that.
If you pull up the carpets, there's hardwood floors underneath. They might not be in great shape, though. Bosco loved to piss all over the house.
Your husband?
No, his ugly, freaking, drooling dog. Two of a kind.
Well, it's the great yard that really caught my attention. Let's see the yard.
Okay.
Where is it?
What?
The yard.
This is it.
I can see as plain as day that the back door goes right into the hillside.
Well, the hillside is the great yard. Look at it. It's fantastic. You can climb up and down all day long. You'll never have to go to the gym again. And you can plant rotating crops.
I'm not interested in rotating crops. I mean, how can you advertise that you have a great yard when you don't have any yard? What do other people who come here, what do they say?
Well, I haven't let anyone come in the day before. I only let them in at night.
Everything you put in the paper is a lie?
No. No. The part that says the best years of my life were lived here, that part's true.
Yes, that caught my eye. I guess it was that as much as the great yard that brought me here.
Sorry about the gin.
That was pretty hostile.
I guess I've had it in for men since Donald started beating on me. I keep a semi-automatic under the bed now. I'd love if he came back in the house. I'd blow his little dick clear to Chicago.
Well, I have to get back to work.
Don't you want the house?
Now that Donald and Bosco are out of your life, I bet everything will turn around for you.
You are a nice guy.
I'm a sober guy.
Takes a lot of guts. Have a nice life. I hope you find your great yard.
Thanks.
Very nice. Oh! Full of life, full of life, full of energy. Yeah, you had a little mishap before, and you stubbed your toe, and you were upset about that. What did you do about that?
Well, I felt what I was feeling when I did
And
that.
let it go?
And then I let it go, and then just dropped in the premise and dropped in the adjustment,
Cool. Very
and
good.
went.
I love your earrings.
Thank you. These are
Brandon say
And I
it.
love you.
I've heard Brandon say anything.
I love you. You're a wonderful, wonderful actress.
I love you too.
Magdalene, you're fabulous.
Thanks. God.
Brandon,
Yeah.
You know what?
say something.
No, you know, I just wanted to say, I think that, you know, when I was first fortunate enough to meet Gene and Tony, when we were doing the auditions for Second Wind, when they held the auditions for Second Wind, when I got here, I think we all have kind of shared the same thing, is that when I got here, I was taught to plug into this here, and since I've been here, I've been taught now to plug into, you know, to this, to the whole everything, to the universe, and I watch you guys, and I watch you guys work, and it's just awesome, because like, you know, like Gene was saying to me, like I saw that you had a little, you took your feelings from before and you dropped it into your eyes to see it, and it was just beautiful. It's just, you know, it's just awesome.
Make us laugh.
Peter Chen. Peter Chen.
I've been American citizen for many years, and for many years people are calling me Miho, and I go, me no ho. No. I try to be cool. I'm so cool they call me El Culo.
Oh.
My Chinese nickname is Ding Ho. Chinese American call me Gong Ho. Mexican American call me Bande Ho. On the freeway they call me You A Ho. And in West Hollywood they just call me Ho Ho. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Let's get to the next scene.
We have Brand Rainbow with Andrea Peewitz and Reagan O'Reilly.
Oh, really? Reagan, you're vanilla masquerading as chocolate. Peewitz, you're chocolate masquerading as vanilla.
Mrs. Paris? Do you have an appointment?
How dare you take my daughter's individuality away?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This.
I gave the...
How dare you? And if you fall over a word, you fall over a word.
Mm-hmm.
Tony?
Start over?
Yes.
Okay.
Begin again. Be conscious of your breathing. Deep. There you go.
Mrs. Paris?
Do you have an appointment?
How dare you take my daughter's individuality away?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This.
I gave the class an assignment to draw a rainbow. So there would be no confusion, I drew one myself on the board.
Cara has drawn her own kind of rainbow. She came home crying. What did you tell her?
There is no such thing as a brown rainbow.
I told Cara there are all the colors in the world. And in rainbow, if you really look hard enough, there are all the colors in the world.
Yeah.
As hard as you look, you will never see a brown rainbow.
Don't you know that you can crush the beginnings of a brilliant mind with a few choice words?
I can see where Cara gets her behavior. Words like brilliant and magical, giving the child a false sense of the real world, preparing them for failure and disappointment in the future. My children will be prepared with an iron will.
For an iron life, it's people like you who make young minds turn bitter and selfish and afraid to take chances. Yeah, I lost the line.
Okay.
Happened.
Okay.
I went a page ahead.
Listen to Jean.
What are you feeling right now?
Just a little nervous. You know.
Could you go back to that line? Let her be feeling nervous.
Okay. For an iron life, it's people like you who make young minds turn bitter and selfish and afraid to take chances.
And what would you do if a child drew a picture of you that looked like this? Kara spends her time in class doing that when she should be listening.
Realistically, your ass isn't quite that fat, and there's no black wart on your nose. Maybe it's a portrait of your soul. In that case, I give it an A+.
Why don't you take your child out of this school? She does nothing but cause trouble anyway.
Listen, you super serious bitch.
Yes. Go.
I work my balls off so Kara can go to this stupid school. Her father walked out 4 years ago. I believe in children, Mrs. Paris. I believe that human spirit has limitless potential. We all believe that until someone like you takes it away. And we settle for a world with no dreams for coming true. Who did this to you, Mrs. Paris? Who took your magic away?
She was Kara's age. Just Kara's age. I'd come home and there she'd be, twirling about in her ballet slippers, Mozart turned up high on the stereo, as if it were a live orchestra in our living room. Mommy, am I wonderful? Mommy, do you believe in me? Oh, yes, Ariel. I believe in you. You can do anything. One spring, overnight she developed a fever. Each day it got higher and higher. And by the time it turned to 106, she was in a hospital bed, asking me for her ballet slippers. I brought them to her in a little Dutch shoe, filled with the bulbs of her favorite flower, tulips. They grew to be bright green stalks. But Ariel's fever, it never went down. They packed her in ice. She became delirious. And she told me, "Don't worry, Mommy. I've seen the angels, and they're coming to take me to God." I told her, "There are no angels, Ariel. Stay with me. I'm real. I'm real. Stay with me. The angels are only a dream. I'm real." And I fell asleep by her side. In the morning, the rising sun came, and this beam of light shone onto the hospital bed. The tulips had bloomed, and Ariel had slipped away. There are no angels. There is no God. There are no brown rainbows.
There are red rainbows. For when we are very, very angry, that help us scream and stomp our feet. And so we don't hurt ourselves or anyone else. There are green rainbows for bringing new life when there's been a terrible drought and no flowers have bloomed in our hearts for a very long, long time.
Take more space.
There are brown rainbows to shock us, to turn our old world upside down.
Yes.
So we can take a new look at something extraordinary, ourselves. It's never too late to start over, Mrs. Paris. Will you join me for a walk in the sunshine?
Let me get my purse.
That's why there's a take two. You okay?
Yeah.
Feel like
I'm fine. I'm excellent.
Pardon?
I'm excellent.
Yes, you are. Terrific. Two beautiful girls who are extraordinarily talented. Wonderful.
We were laughing.
Beautiful, complete slice of life, beautiful characterizations on the spur. Totally emotional, incredible.
Thank you.
I need to hear from Mari.
Good job.
Still blown away by that scene.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
really fantastic. Just
Very nice.
that ability to let go emotionally, I don't think that can ever come out of here, you know. It's just comes right from your soul and your heart, and that's one of my favorite parts of acting. It's just that letting go and really transcending body and time and space. It's like a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Are there any more scenes to do?
We have one more scene with Peter Chen and with Brandon Jarrett. The forest through the trees.
Hell hath no angels.
Hi.
Hello.
Beautiful fall day, isn't it?
I haven't noticed.
But you must. See how the sun pours down on the lake, turning everything into gold. And look how the beams highlight the green, dark forest through the trees.
I don't see the beauty in anything right now.
But you must. Beauty is the gift from God. You must not waste it.
You know, I don't know what religion you're pontificating, but I don't believe in God, and if there is some higher force out there, it's sure doing a shitty job. I just want to sit here and be quiet.
Of course. However bad the world looks today, there's always tomorrow to hope for better. Just don't give up.
Give up what? I mean, the world's been a shithole for thousands of years. And it only changes for the worse each day on the news.
I don't never watch television. I watch people. Like you, Brendan.
How'd you know my name?
Oh, your badge.
Oh, yeah. Forgot to take it off after the board meeting. Guess I won't be needing this anymore. Got fired.
How come?
They say I have a bad attitude. Can you imagine that? And my girlfriend dumped me last night for the same reason. And, you know, I just can't put on a happy face and pretend to the world like everything's great, because it sucks. I just feel like I'm in prison in my own body. I just don't see any reason to go on.
You know, Brendan, you should do what I do. Sometimes, when I feel down, I shut my eyes and I pretend angels are all around me. You can feel the energy lifting you up higher. And then, pretty soon, you feel pretty good. And it's okay.
You know, I appreciate what you're trying to do here, and I appreciate your efforts, but I don't believe in God, and I sure as hell don't believe in angels. You know, I admire you.
and under your condition, I probably would have tried to. I probably would have found something weird to believe in too.
What condition, Brandon?
Well, you're humpback, of course. I mean, it must be hell going through life, all humped over like that.
I get by, Brandon. And so will you. I've got to go now. Just do me one favor. Close your eyes and do what I ask. Just this once. No one is looking. And I promise you, you'll feel better.
Okay, kid. If it makes you happy. I'm closing my eyes.
And when you open them, I promise you see the forest through the trees.
Oh my God. I didn't know. I never knew.
Now you do. Things are never as they seem. Now it's your responsibility to see the beauty and then to share it as I've shared with you. Goodbye. God loves you, and so do I.
Quite honestly, Peter, first of all, I've seen you do a lot of work in class. I've seen you do dramas and do comedy, and even though I know you're a funny man and you do stand-up, you do both equally well. And quite honestly, I think that was the best work, my favorite scene that I've ever seen you do.
Me too.
And I thought it was just beautiful.
So easy, so gentle.
Just so, not trying to color it with anything. You just showed your true self, and I really thought that was beautiful. And Brandon, wow, everything about you always give it your all, and you always just put who you are right through. And you do that in life too, and I think that's why so many people admire you.
Thank you all so much for joining us here today. I know that the cast and the crew joins Jean and myself in wishing all of you out there the courage, the humor, and the passion it takes for each of you to live your dream, to live big, and dare to love out loud. You go have a great adventure. You deserve it. Till next time. Mwah.
Journey's only just begun, heading for the sun with the passion of